First, though, well, the modern mom has all kinds of responsibilities. Of course, you know, carpools and swimming practice and, you know, making the dinner, shopping for the groceries, all of that.
Tons of stuff. But let's get a list out on how to help you out, right? Anjali Varma, she's the owner of Kidville Bethesda. She's back here to share some tips to help you multitask more effectively. And I think everybody needs this.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
you
not
have
just
one
for
kid,
moms.
you have 3, it's ridiculous. So what tops your list? I mean, to think like, how can I be better? A lot of people make lists in order to be better, but then you have tons of lists for the list. Have you been that person?
Yes.
You know
well, I have been that person. Yeah, you have like 5 different lists out there. There's a great app out there called Evernote that is good for to-do lists, and it syncs across all of your electronic devices. So that's a great thing for moms with multiple to-do lists. And I am also a big fan of voice memos. Dragon Dictation is an app out there. And when I am in my car at a stoplight, we'll push that app to say what is next on my to-do list, because when you're driving around, that's like the time when you seem to think of everything. Like, I forgot the tomatoes.
Don't forget milk.
Well, you are just very technology savvy to get all that going. My goodness, I'm still like, give me the pen. Okay, right there.
I know. Well, I still like the written to-do list as well, but there are some things I think that technology can help out with, and it's like the learning curve is like this, but then once you do it, it saves you a lot of time.
All right. So now another way you mentioned is YouTube channels.
Yes. So I recently launched a YouTube channel that's focused on parenting and entrepreneurism, because I think it's a great channel that's underutilized by moms right now. There's so much content out there, and what I love about YouTube is that you can multitask while you're watching it. So you can be cooking dinner, cutting vegetables, put on a show, and listen to the content and be cooking dinner at the same time, or at your lunch break at work at your desk watching a video. So I think it's a great way for moms and really anyone to get content out there. And most of the videos, my videos are, and most of them out there are 5 to 7 minutes long. So it's not a lot of time that you have to commit to get information that can be important, whether it's
done at the same time, which is pretty cool.
Yes.
You always hear people say this, that they get their best ideas while exercising. Well,
Yes.
It's hard enough to just get exercising, but if you're there, explain this one and what you can do with it.
So I think that having a topic before you go out for your run or for your exercise is a great way, again, to multitask. So if I have a business situation, I usually try to put that thinking cap on before I hit the pavement. And I think it's time that you have no one else that's bothering you, that you can actually focus on a problem or topic at hand. And I think another thing that's great on runs are podcasts, like another great way to multitask. So NPR does a great podcast that every morning downloads, and it gives you a couple of minutes of news on the go, or there are podcasts related to lifestyle topics or business topics that when you're driving around in the car, chauffeuring your children around, or on that commute to work, another great place to get a lot of information quickly and on the go.
I do the same thing with you. Like when I'm running, I try to think about something and kind of work it out. But another great place is like in the shower. You ever do that?
I agree. That is another great place. And then that's when you need that notepad right afterwards to be able to jot all of those.
You get messy there in the shower.
It's like you're trying to squeeze in the moments that are considered downtime and then put more into them, so that you do kind of squeeze more moments out of the day.
Yes, and that's the same thing I think with like Twitter and Facebook. A lot of working moms, particularly with new social media, trying to stay on top of it can be overwhelming. But I think really the only way to stay on top of those channels is to squeeze them in your downtime. So just when you're in line at the grocery store, or when you're waiting for your kids in carpool, or in between meetings, checking Twitter and retweeting and sharing other people's content. I have found that's the only way that I can really stay on top of that crazy channel.
But at the same time, on the flip side, are we like putting too much into these times, and when's the time to relax and unplug?
I know. I do think
ever feel that way?
I do think that's important as well. I mean, for me, I think that I try to squeeze in as much as I can, but then at 9 o'clock at night is when I collapse on the couch, and I need like an hour of decompressing where there is absolutely no multitasking going on.
Like an hour of Zen, just quiet,
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Whether it's reading a book or watching Real Housewives or whatever it is.
I see your eyes. You're a fan. I see it. It's all right.
Whatever
Well, we all
guilty-
have to have our guilty pleasures, right?
Exactly.
Nothing wrong with that
It's
at all.
true, though. You don't want to take all those concerns of the day with you when you're trying to get to bed
Yes.
at night, when you're trying to get some sleep, because it will keep you up.
Yeah, and I think
you
one of
go
the most
over and over and over in your mind, right?
I think one of the most important things about multitasking is then also knowing that there are times when you should not be multitasking and you should be taking those moments for yourself.
Moments away from the madness. Thank you for
Exactly.
your help. We need all the help we can get, that's for sure. Good to see you.
Good to see you.
All right, up next on the show, we